out that chopper, nigga, I'm shooting out these ain't blanks.
Donnie's tired of talking, got them Zannies going.
Don Toliver is going on tour this fall. Special guest, BIA. BIA. I'm assuming. I've known about Don Toliver since Back End music video came out on YouTube. I've been the biggest fan since then. I definitely helped break him in Southern Texas as he was breaking out. He is signed to Cactus Jack Records with Travis Scott. Found it interesting. There was a lot of speculation, like why wouldn't this be heavily promoted? And quite frankly, I feel like Don Toliver's a big enough star to carry his own where he doesn't really need that kind of extreme push in order to sell records. And with that being said, if you don't have to have an insane marketing budget, why waste all that recoupment money anyway? I've always been a huge fan of Don Toliver, and I don't think he can make a bad project. Donnie Womack was really good. He always has more than a handful of really good songs. There was a lot of Michael Jackson comparisons when he first came out, maybe in terms of like his vocal range and singing ability. I could totally understand that. One thing I will say is he's had the weirdest branding out of everybody, but so does Travis Scott in the sense of he can do whatever he wants, right? It doesn't really matter because the music speaks for himself, and he's such an individual that he can be as creative as he wants. Whether you like his style or his brand or not, it's the best position that you could probably be in my opinion, I guess. Very excited for this. Let's get into it. Keep in mind that I'm already a super huge fan. I'm gonna try to really compare it to all my favorite songs and see how this really stands up. My goal going into this is I just want to find a new favorite song, something I want to play and hear again. That's really all I want. Let's go ahead and get into it. Track 1, Escape.
Oh, you still got it. Always asking what you doing, tell him take you shopping. He don't do it for you, baby, get a different option. Got you coming out the crib and he ain't coming out of pocket.
I guess the lyrics aren't updated yet. Don gives me these like harmonic boy band vibes. There's not even a beat, we got snaps. Almost going this like boy band Sinatra route, and I kind of don't mind it. It's kind of cool. It's like a female version, Imogen Heap. Is that how you say her name? But I don't mind this Dawn. I kind of wish I knew what the second verse was saying in the lyrics. It's really cool to be able to like break them down. He's a very good songwriter. I think he's underrated for the songwriting ability, as if he wasn't already known for his like amazing vocals. His songwriting ability is definitely underrated. Pretty short intro, not even mad that a beat doesn't drop. Track 2, 5 Time.
5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah. 5 times in a 5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah. 5 times in a 5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah. 5 times in a 5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah. 5 times in a where you coming from? It ain't groupie love. Let me hit you back on the one and up. Where you coming from? It ain't groupie love. Dancing like a stripper. No opinion. 5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah. 5 times in a 5 times in a row I seen you flick, yeah.
I had to go out of my way just to add that to my own personal playlist on Spotify. And it is midnight, so the whole world is just discovering this project right now. Yo, 5 times is awesome. So cool. Such a different vibe, easy listening. It's gonna be lit as he performs that too. Like, damn. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, we're only 2 tracks in. This is gonna be good. Yo, let's go back for a second. The fact that he can be so repetitive and still come with the melody, like, woo, okay. Not only that, the lyrics, look at this. Hold up. All right, now I can see the lyrics. Okay, so let me hit you back on the one it up. We ain't coming from it, ain't groupie love. Let me hit you back on the one it up. Okay, look how repetitive this is. Don't open your mouth 4 times. I don't even care. I'm just telling you, like, boy got away with the melodies, and the catchiness is actually coming from how repetitive this is, and I don't even mind it. I'm loving this. Just acknowledge, you don't even gotta be that wordy. You know, you come with the melodies and it can balance everything out. Just a reminder to keep things simple to me, to be honest with you. I really like this song. I really, really like this track a lot. Track 3, Way Bigger. I love the beat, Sunny Digital. Way Bigger definitely feels like the nursery rhyme record. If there's one thing that Don Toliver does good, it's make mindless music that you don't mind listening to in the most respectful way. This is probably why he's underrated, in my opinion, because anybody can make mumble rap and rap about nothing, but if you can figure out a creative way to keep people more enticed, his melodies and harmonies, I feel, are extremely underrated. It's crazy. Don will do half a hook and the other half can just be melodies and harmonies, just singing. I keep trying to make comparisons. As weird as this sounds, Don gives me early Kid Cudi vibes. Maybe Cudi could have been what Don Toliver is. Kind of wish that he took himself that route, but they have the same creative melodies. They kind of have the same approach to the way they make their music, I think. Don Toliver Kid Cudi album, that'd be a sick collab. If Don and Cudi collab, that would probably be one of the best albums ever made, in my opinion. Just hypothetical. I bet it'll happen too. A couple days ago, I was talking about Drake and Youngboy collabing, and now that's happening. So you never know. I think it could happen. What is the one artist you think Don Toliver would make the best collaboration album? Drop that in the comments. I'm really curious. Track 4, Flocky Flocky.
You walk away to shade, the Macarenas. I took her far away. I'm changing routes. Straight up. She left in my tracksuit and my ones I gave her new books. By the pine with the EDD, I swear you doing time.
I feel like there's no doubt Travis Scott kills it. Once again, melodies. I think these beats are just like over the top, killing it. Moulin, Cardo, of course. Everybody wrote it though, so that's kind of interesting. Collaborative effort. This was a good song. To be completely honest, I like the way they end their words and they go up on the last scales and the notes. They really having fun with the too much new bucks and all that. So it's cool. I don't mind it. Awesome flow. The flow carries it. The beat carries it. Lyrics are definitely last again, which I'm not complaining. This is a good song. He has not missed yet. This isn't my favorite one, but it's not a bad song either. This is probably going to do super good. Travis on the record. My opinion doesn't matter. Take it with a grain of salt. Track 6, Double Standards. It's repetitive. It's still really good. The melodies, Don Toliver, king of the melody. King Melody. Melodon. King Don, the melody. King Melody, the Don. Don Melody. Don Tala King. King Melodon. King Melodon. King Tala Melodon. All right, I'm over it. We got Hit Boy? We got Hit Boy on the album? Hit Boy. Of course. I don't know if I have a favorite yet, because everything is good on this project. Double Standards. First of all, Go Grizz has the greatest drums ever. And we got Mike Dean also on the beat. We got an all-star cast. Drake needs to remix this like right now. This is so good. Oh man. I love the chords. Beat, once again, kills it. The drums, almost like a Kanye-esque. It's almost as if like a Drake and Kanye song together combined. Oh, that makes sense because Mike Dean's on the record. Mike Dean on the keys? Wow. This is such a good song, dude. I could get lost in this one. This is a great one. A lot of people are going to ponder their lives over this track. This is one of Don Toliver's best songs that he's ever made. 100%. And even if some of these lyrics aren't cutting it for you, even if it feels like he might not be talking about much, even if these lyrics aren't cutting it for you, or if you feel like he's not talking about much, you have to keep it real. This song is phenomenal. This song, I'm at a loss for words. I can't even go into much more detail. I'm going to be listening to this for a while. I really want to dissect this one because I don't know why it's so great to me. Not one bad song yet. Swagging on Westheimer.
She up there in tequila, no catching.
This is crazy. I'm gonna keep it super real. I'm not gonna front. This song is great. The harmonics are crazy. When we're getting into this right here, verse 2 might be one of my favorite Don Toliver verses of all time. Super heartfelt. I'm trying to compare this so bad. This feels like 2009, 10 era. I'm getting like So Far Gone vibes. He didn't have to go that hard. Don, you didn't have to go that hard. Who are you trying to seduce? You already got us. Like, what? Now I'm making love to Don? We didn't. This is our turn up guy. And now we gotta make love to Don? Real R&B, chill vibes. And as good as this song is, I wouldn't probably listen to this like on repeat. A little bit too dwelling for my taste, but this is a super amazing melodic song, a different side of Don that we never really get to see. So I really appreciate this and I love it. I love this. It's just I'm trying to remain as non-biased as possible. And just because I'm not gonna play something every day doesn't mean it's not a great song. Track 8, Drugs and Hella Melodies, featuring Kali Uchis.
I just want your body like I never had. Take you out the house and never bring you back.
Now that I heard this song, I think I have a more clear vision of the vibe that the album was going for. And it actually does match the cover, like the life of a Don. He's really just kind of just chilling, coming up with melodies. And all of it feels very, very nursery rhymish, which is a super good thing for the sake of like memorability. It's gonna be super easy to like latch on to these lyrics. I wouldn't doubt if Don's verse was already on the beat and Kali went and made the hook and the melody kind of already based off what he had. But I can't say I'm familiar enough with her music. She could have came up with it. There's a lot of people that I was looking at on these credits. So just keep that in mind. This is probably one of the main records, and I didn't even see that this was first previewed in June 13. This was a single. What You Need was a single, and Drugs and Hella Melodies was a single. Didn't even realize it. Usually I just kind of skim through. So that's how fresh all this really is to me. I didn't even hear the singles leading up to this project, which now that I think about it, where was the hype for this? Not that he needed it, but there was no hype. It's interesting. Power of Travis Scott. Is Travis Scott a more powerful cosign than Drake? Arguable. Track 9, 2 a.m.
Gonna run it back until it knows. Nobody mad, I gotta lose something. Cut up, tryna get you back in the house for the double up. Get you from the back, watch how that booty bubble up. Yo.
Let's go to the moon, right?
Don't leave so soon.
Don't leave so soon. Am I right, though? We get the best part of Don. Don recreated the melody, and here we have it on his own album. Great version of Don. Everything, it's kind of crazy that it's such easy listening trap R&B, not much rap to me. Extremely easy listening. I can't hate on this. The tempos, the BPMs, everything is super slow. This is something you're definitely zoning out to. Probably gonna fall asleep if you're taking a road trip though. I'm not completely blown away by anything. Don has officially found his sound on this album. This is his real official introduction, I think. All the other stuff, Heaven and Hell, to me was mediocre compared to the breakout stuff. That's just my opinion. And this album completely redeeming anything that I have to say. But like I always say, this is just my opinion. Make your own decisions. Let me know what your favorite song is. I'm curious what you guys like. Track 10, Get Throwed.
Shawty get throwed off in my bed. Shawty get throwed off with that head. Shawty get throwed off in that ring. Shawty get throwed off in my bed. Shawty get throwed off with that ring. Shawty get throwed off on that bed. Shawty get throwed off in that head. Stay for the night, just what I said.
So immediate initial reaction, I'm like, where's the YG feature? And then you hear Mustard Tag. Definitely. West Coast beat. You knew immediately, boom, 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 boom. Bass line, always know it's West Coast immediately. Feeling like a simp, really. I'm feeling, why do I enjoy this so much? This is way too simplistic for me to be liking this much, but this might be the club record. It's mustard. This might be the club record. Let's be real.
Shawty get throwed off in that red.
Shawty get throwed off in my bed. You just rhyme red bed head bread.
Red bed head bread. Boom.
That's crazy. Red bed head bread. Shawty get
Throwed off in that. Shawty get off in that.
It's the club record. Company Part 2. Track 11. Company Part 2.
She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company.
I just realized this. I think one of his strong suits is that he changes the pattern of the flow. He could be such a pop structured type of artist, but he keeps it so unpredictable. And to be honest with you, because you can't predict and you don't memorize his music as easy, that's what makes you keep coming back to listen to it. And this is something, I think I'm gonna make a video about this topic altogether. It's an interesting concept that the things you can't memorize, even though you might understand what they're saying, because you can't memorize it, it keeps you coming back, because you're still learning something new every time you listen to it. And this is why Don is such a polarizing artist in the sense of This is why Don is such a polarizing artist in the sense of his ability to change up the flows and melodies, because a lot of artists, like for example, the new Meek album, you can't just be making up patterns and forcing words and flows in between, but when you're kind of singing it and you got melodies, melody comes first. So you can kind of force your way in a little bit. If it's a good enough note, if you take us there on the journey, this is a full-blown ride. How he's evolved in the last 4 years, he's completely different. This is an example of an artist who gets their time to shine and then really goes and polishes their sound. A lot of artists claim that they have hundreds of songs, and you're like, these are the 10 you picked out of all of them? You're capping. I actually feel like Don picked a cohesive sound, structured this well, got all the right producers. I haven't even wrapped this up. I'm not even done yet, and my mind is just racing with like overwhelmingly good criticism. Track 12, Outer Space featuring Baby Keem.
They big mistake, I cannot relate. Me and my girl moving at a pace. I can never lie, only way to try. How can I decide middle of July?
Woo! Oh. 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 Did we just change keys? Did we go up an octave? What just happened?
I got stripes, I got a rank. I will run down on the op, I call it a flame. But when I caught that chopper, nigga, I'm shooting out these ain't blanks.
Free the folks where I lay. I gotta show the light to the weak. Dodging the fake, woke in a lay.
The beat is my favorite part of this. He's got amazing production on this entire album. I cannot front. Again, Mike Dean, and I knew it. You can tell from the chords. This feels like Kanye production. This feels super epic. This is the one track where I'm like, Don, you took a little bit too many liberties with the singing and the auto-tune. This is still a really, really good song. Doesn't really matter that much, but this is the one record where I kind of wish he took a little bit more time with it. I was really excited. First verse, just like getting lost in it a little bit. I do like Keem. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not like super familiar with his music or anything. I did hear the album. Should have done a review since I listened to it. I did hear the album, and if you compare Keem's verses on the album to this record, this song's not that good, in my opinion, for Baby Keem. He has better verses. Not to say that this is bad. Like, this is a really good song, no matter what. This is one of the first projects in a while where I actually don't care too much about the subject matter, and it actually doesn't really matter too much It's safe to say, this might sound really weird, but I kind of view Don Toliver in the same underrated artist pocket with like Money Man, just in terms of like for the genre and type of music that they are making, they are the more intellectual ones with the melodies. You may not learn very much when you're listening to Don, but he's giving you extremely a thorough, very polished, like I said before. I don't even know how to say this. If there was an artist development for Don Toliver, I would have really loved to see what that looked like. There's a lot of artists who could have definitely benefited from going through the same things that Don Toliver went through. For as long as he was silent and under the radar and pretty unknown, it's pretty remarkable how he's been able to stand out from features on other people's projects. Not to say that his own stuff isn't absolutely jarring, jaw-dropping. Don Toliver is probably top 5 best artists. In terms of the new generation, Don Toliver is probably going to be one of the best artists. I will argue that we could be witnessing the way Lil Wayne was popping at the same time as Drake was starting to pop off and then disappeared. I wonder if this will happen with Travis, if we'll just kind of see a passing of the torch and he'll go get into other things and branding and music, maybe a little less important. I feel Travis has absolutely peaked in his life and career. I don't know if Travis Scott could ever do bigger than Sicko Mode. And I know it's off topic, I know this is about Don, but I'm trying to emphasize why. The changing of the guards may be taking place. Track 13, Smoke, featuring HVN and SoFaygo. This song is not very deep, but we'll keep going. This is definitely one of those songs you just kind of go hard to. I'm imagining this one for the concerts, right? Concert's gonna be lit. What do you think everyone's gonna be doing? Drinking? I don't really, this is as simple as it gets. The song is named after the 50 words that are repeated. So I don't know how much more detailed you want me to get. Best verse, SoFaygo, stood out for sure. I like his voice a lot. To be completely honest with you, I'm probably gonna go check out SoFaygo's music. Never heard of him. I'm pretty sure, no, never heard of him. Never heard of SoFaygo. Maybe I'm out the loop. Think I should check out a specific SoFaygo song. Comment that down below and I will definitely check it out. Save me some time. If you know the tracks that I like on here, you probably know what I'm gonna like anyway if we like the same stuff. So let me know what to check out. Tell me what review to do next. Who are you excited for? What's your favorite song? Anyways, Donnie, we almost done here. Got a couple more. Track 14, You, featuring Travis Little Baby Scott. 3 more songs. This one's featuring Travis Scott. Actually, what's up with the credits on Smoke? Nothing crazy. He might have been helping some homies out. I don't know any of these people. Could have been a little more in-deep contribution. Don would be the type of homie to put his homies on. All right, track 14, You, featuring Travis Scott. Oh, we got Mike Dean in here again.
TBA for the time and the space like today. Know you like the coordinate, know it's good to see the hood in your face. Know you like.
I had to hear that again just because it's super important, I think, for artists to change up the bar, or at least the flow every 8 bars. Change it up. You stay way more interested. It keeps changing. There's something different. You don't know what to expect. I think this track made me realize Travis Scott's formula a little bit, kind of exposed himself, his song structure, how he makes and writes his melodies. Not only that, this was the first track where I started to think, oh, this is definitely a Drake kind of vibe again, where Take Care 3 is featuring Don Toliver all over it. I can absolutely see Drake hearing this album and saying, yo, we need a whole collab together, like an entire tape together. Especially because of how bad Drake wants that Houston tie. It's inevitable. If you're working with Youngboy, who is already Houston, Youngboy, who already represents just Texas, you're definitely gonna work with Don Toliver. It's only a matter of time. I'm calling it. Drake, Don Toliver, collab album, definitely a single, but I'm pretty sure there's so much more to gain with Drake trying to stay relevant off of Don Toliver's sound. I think Drake would love for Don Toliver to make an album full of hooks so he could just write some verses. And I wouldn't mind. Drake's better on verses anyway. I'm kind of getting tired of Drake hooks. Let's be real. Anyways, off topic, let's get back to it. 2 more songs. Track 15, Crossfaded.
And whatever you call this, yeah, down for each other. Are you down for another?
I don't know how familiar you might be with Kanye's roster. This track, oh, FKI first, okay. And Mike Dean, Larry Taylor, okay. I don't know if you guys remember who he is, but this one reminded me of like a beat Mr. Hudson would use. You may remember him, There Will Be Tears. And I think this reminds me of it because I don't know who else kind of used auto-tune this stylistically besides Mr. Hudson. And good looks on Kanye for like finding that late 2000, yeah, like 2008. Last track, Bogus, track 16. And we got Cardo again on the beat. I have a feeling the beat's gonna knock. All right, track 16, Bogus. Got the flutes. Got the flutes. So my final thoughts, Don Toliver's album. Everything was definitely ordered in a cohesive fashion, well-rounded album, more of an R&B vibe. If Don Toliver had his own 808s and Heartbreak album, this would be it. I think you can kind of tell that he's enjoying life, just really making stuff that's fun, things that are true to who he is. He's not taking himself too seriously. It's been super beneficial to his branding that he doesn't take himself too seriously. This project should solidify Don Toliver long term. I think it's going to get the attention of everybody that you want him to work with. At this point, he doesn't even need to be under Travis Scott. It's kind of just a respect. I'd imagine that's like your brother. You're paying dues, your homies, you're grateful. You're making great music anyway. I mean, who knows? If you get along so well, everything's going great, why change it to begin with? But my point being, Don has become a Don rather quickly and, like I said, solidified himself in the industry a lot faster than most artists can. I think this can attribute to his consistency, his quality. He delivers bangers every time. And look, here's what's crazy. You have to admit that this is true. If you don't like a Don Toliver song, it's not because it's bad. It's because you might not jive or fit that emotion in that moment. And what I'm trying to really get at is Don Toliver can't make a bad song. If you thought Drake didn't make bad music, wait till you hear Don Toliver. And when Don overdoes something, when he overuses something, he ends up doing it in a stylistic fashion where you don't even mind. You're like, oh, that's cool. He hit a cool note. It's kind of crazy. We really brush over any imperfections that Don has because you're so appreciative of him pushing the boundaries as an artist. Don is really a 1 in a million type of artist. I wouldn't doubt he's gonna get some Grammy nominations. This project, it felt like he really took his time. I wish I could say that about more projects that I've reviewed. This might be the album of the year right here. I don't know what my favorite song is. I have no idea. I have to go back and listen. I liked Company. I liked Double Standards. What You Need was pretty good. 5 Times was pretty good. Escape was really different. Let's talk about the intro. The intro is one of the most different songs I've ever heard. And it's such an opposite spectrum for a hip-hop artist to take that kind of approach. Don really gives you the classy vibes. I can't get over the idea that some of his music can be so mindless and easy listening, and it doesn't teach you a damn thing. And it's completely fine because it's so easy to scrutinize artists, but if you're at least being creative, trying something new, and you're pushing boundaries at the very least, give us something different. Because you can argue a lot of these beats were trap, but the types of instruments and the tempo that they chose turned it into a different genre because he didn't rap over it. There's not much rap on this album. Really think about that. This is not a rap album, and they're gonna call this an urban thing, teetering on pop music. It's like if Drake and The Weeknd had a baby. And I want to give Kanye credit because of Travis Scott and Mike Dean and Cardo and FKI. Like, the production on this project is over the top. This may be one of the most well-produced albums of 2021. If it's not the best overall, production-wise, this is phenomenal. I would listen to this just for the song structure, just to understand how to make a hit. Even if you don't love this as a fan, you should definitely learn the formula, because there is something here to learn and gain from all of this. Don is the king of melodies. This is one of the best albums I've heard this year. If you've seen my last reviews, I'm pretty harsh, man. This is a really good project. I can't cap. Women are gonna love this more than the guys, though. This is the Take Care of Don Toliver. Donnie Womack, the mixtape. Before this, Donnie, the purple one, had to feel like his most rap, street, hood that he's ever been. That's just my opinion. Is there a song that you think was absolutely the best on here? I'm wondering what you think should have been the single, because the last track, Bogus, is one of the best songs. Don didn't even need the marketing for this, and he didn't need to put this in a cohesive order from his best song to his worst. He could do anything, and that goes to show for the status and the icon that he's become so quickly. Anyways, with that being said, like, subscribe, comment. I'm Joe Cat. I'm out. Peace.